Okay, so next we have a guide on the third boss of Elden Ring Nightreign, Gnoster, Wisdom of Night. One of the harder bosses actually, so we will take a look at the footage of my first kill and I will explain in few easy steps how to quickly complete this boss. So first, when we start, and before we start, this boss is weak to fire damage. So, fire damage weapon, added fire damage, fire coating, anything like that works. Essentially, if you have a rune which gives your starter weapon fire damage, that also works. So all of these are good options, and if you defeat the first boss, you actually have a pretty good rune which gives you a starting fire weapon damage for this fight. Definitely something you should use. Um, I'm pretty sure it's a red rune. So definitely something that you want to use for this boss. So when we start, you will see that this boss actually is comprised out of two bosses, a moth and a giant bug. So usually a ranged character like me will go on the moth to take aggro and get it away from the melees, while melees will be hitting the bug. So bug has a lot of telegraphed moves. She puts her legs up or her claws up and then does huge AoEs, as you can see, easy to avoid. On the other hand, Moth is a little bit annoying. You can see that he constantly fires these missiles. So this is dodge timing, dodge. He hits you with 4 and then with 2. So you need to dodge, dodge. Twice in a row. Pumping some pretty solid damage for now. He does the AoE here. Again, AoE you just need to dodge it on timing as the rain is hitting ground. He will occasionally do these sleep poison clouds. Make sure you get out of them, run out of them momentarily. If your poison gets to 100%, he will put a larva into you and you can become mind controlled and actually even attack your teammates. So very bad thing, you want to avoid it. Now, unfortunately here I'm not paying attention, I'm focusing the moth and the bug hits me from behind. So again, make sure you pay attention to positioning of both of the bosses. And in the first phase, it's way easier if you actually separate them. As I said, like one range. This is what Moth also does. He telegraphs it, he can pick you up and again put the parasite into you. Practically before that he will swing his wings and move closer to the ground. So something that is telegraphed. He does the poison, I get out of the poison cloud. Again, dodge, dodge. 4 and 2 missiles. This time he slapped the big guy actually. Also something to note. With that you can remove some aggro and do more damage on the moth if the big guy gets slapped. And now I'm not paying attention, I get hit by bug AoE. Again, always pay attention to both bosses. And here he tries to do the big move, right? But I kinda foresaw it and just dodged it on timing. Now we're getting into waters of 50%, where the second phase begins. So now the moth will disappear. He's doing an AoE before that. Again, dodge, dodge once it hits the ground, right? I kinda missed my timing here. And second phase begins. So now the moth will move on top of the bug, making it way harder to hit him. From this point you probably hit the bug. Only Iron Eye has maybe good angle to hit the moth. And they start doing bug, this is what they call GTA, like this is bug drive-by. Make sure you move as far away as possible. If this thing is facing you and full sprinting at you, your best option is simply to dodge into the boss and into the bug. So I will show you at some point, you will see me dodging, like I have no window to run away out of it, I will dodge towards the boss. To kinda sidestep and avoid as much damage as possible. Bug is preparing for big AoE, we pay attention to that. We keep pumping. Again, mostly pay attention to what Bug is doing right now, right? Nice dodge from me. Unfortunately, I get full poisoned, something you should really avoid. There's a parasite on me, as you can see. Your teammates need to damage it to take it off you, or you get mind controlled. So pay attention if your teammates are poisoned, make sure to hit them. Nice stagger on the boss, but Gort gets hit by AoE. Make sure you will see two of these big beams, move out of them. It's very important to avoid that damage. Bug is preparing for AoE. Nice avoid on my part. A lot of fire damage coming from our Duchess, Gort. Unfortunately, he gets taken down. So now we're just looking to avoid the damage and res our teammate. That is priority. And they will do yet another drive-by now, I'm pretty sure. So pay attention to my positioning. Great avoidance. He's going straight for me. I just dodged straight into the boss. Unfortunately, Exotic Woman gets taken down. Again, I got hit a little bit, but I avoided the damage for the most part. And again, as I said, this drive-by, you either fully run away out of it, or you dodge into it as fast as possible. That is the best way to avoid damage. And a lot of damage taken. I'm at 1%. But fortunately, we did enough, and the Gnoster Wisdom of the Night goes down. Pretty hard boss. I would say one of the hardest bosses in the Nightreign. You definitely need a solid group to take him down. As I said, most important things to pay attention to on this boss. Fire damage if you can. If you are range, hit the moth. If you are melee, hit the bug in the first phase. Get out of the poison clouds, avoid AoE. Bug will always lift the leg before it hits AoE. You can easily avoid that. And essentially, once the second phase starts, the thing that you need to pay attention to the most are those like bug drive-bys, right? That is what kills you. So either fully sprint to the left or right to avoid, because it goes in a frontal area once they start charging. Or if it's going straight into you and you see that you have no time to move left or right, just dodge straight into the boss. That is how you avoid the damage for the most part. And besides that, keep it up, and after a few tries you will clear this boss. Hopefully this guide helped. I stream every day from 4 p.m. in the afternoon until late, midnight, 1 in the evening, Europe Central Time, on Twitch and on YouTube, Taste My Chill. If you like the content, like and subscribe, and I will post more educational videos and guides in the future. And of course, I will be playing some Elden Ring Nightreign. Bye bye.